I'm on the road here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone would be like, no, don't.
No.
I said, if Quest was here, I would do it.
Of course.
And
That's right.
she's like, well, he's not here. Because, yo, as much as I be trying to keep it together, because we doing this program together and we can't both go. If we on the road together, son,
Mm-hmm.
I can't promise I don't promise anything like that, anything of the sort,
Mm-hmm.
because the road can't take your show off the air.
That's right.
But, yeah.
That's right.
All right, what up, y'all? So that's Quest, the new Questaman over there. One of them places. I don't know, because sometimes my screen be flipped the opposite way, but he in one of them screens that's the other side of me. And what was that?
Either this way or this way.
Okay.
This way.
And then I'm me. So, yeah, y'all missed us last week because Quest was otherwise occupied. And,
Yes.
listen, man, I want to say happy belated anniversary, man.
Thank you.
How many years you married, bro?
We're married 8 years now.
8 years. So you got married around the time that we had a son.
2011. 2000.
11. Maybe I can't count. Oh, this is Josiah's 9th year, but he's 8 years old. Well, I don't know. Yeah, so congratulations, man. I just want to say keep the faith. Mm-hmm.
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 And it looks like we on the same hair growth path again.
Oh, man.
I didn't even know that you were, I don't remember that you was, and I didn't cut my hair last week. I couldn't go to the gym because I crushed my finger. An 80-pound weight dropped on my finger, bro. Just one finger.
Oh, I was trying to tell you, David, don't talk too much about the hair thing, because then Faith might listen to the podcast and then she might ask me to cut the rest of it off because my time is up. So shh.
Let me just tell you, Quest.
Yeah.
The little bit I do know about Faith is she doesn't need me to tell her that.
Yeah, but then she might remember.
I'm sure when the last time you hugged her face, she remembered. I'm sure.
You did?
Yeah, man. If you hugged her face, like if you hugged her and then you went next to her and her face was next to yours and it slid by,
yeah,
I'm sure she remembers.
Let's not bring no attention to it so I can continue playing stupid.
Oh, I didn't shave today?
Mm-hmm.
It's not November? Oh, my goodness. It was so cold in here. Oh, it was the AC. Okay, I won't mention it. Never mind.
So on today's podcast.
Yeah, so in a minute, we're going to sound like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we will.
And that'll mean that we are LIVE. Well, we're live now, but I mean, the audio will catch up with us.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So I think it's now time for us to go ahead and do that, Quest. What you think?
All right. Quiet on the set.
Peace, y'all. It's your man. It's time to give the people something, man. What are we talking about today?
What up, good people? What up? What up? It's your boy Quest, man. Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast, or as Dean would say, program. You know what I'm saying? Alongside my co-host, my man, my mellow, my man, L. David Harris. And MC.
Class is in session. What up?
Yep. We ain't even wasting no time. Shouts out to everybody, man, who listens to the podcast. Yeah, we were out last week because I was celebrating, you know what I'm saying, the 8th wedding anniversary. It has been an honor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, D. It's just really been an honor, blessing, privilege to be married to Sister Green, man.
Keep the faith.
Yeah, man. She is definitely the yin to my yang. You know what I'm saying? The sour to my sop, the oat to my meal. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I love that girl. I love her like cook food.
The Akira yourself.
Of course, the oxtail to my rice and peas and cabbage and 2 piece of plantain. Oh my my my! I love that girl. I love that girl.
Why you twanging? Why you twanging? No.
You know what I'm saying? I'm flagging for the twang crew. But now, in all honesty,
I've been in Jamaica. I've been in Jamaica.
yeah, I've been to that place before, man. I know exactly what's going on there. And they eat that cornmeal porridge, man. I'm ready to get uh, that porridge.
That
I'm ready,
can't be a porridge.
I'm ready to eat that cornmeal porridge. You know what I'm saying?
Going back to Florida. Quit playing. Coming here with your two earrings and
Yeah,
gold earrings and
that's-
ain't nobody in Jamaica wearing that. Pete. Go
of
ahead.
course,
Quit
of
playing.
course,
Quit playing.
of course. Tell them to stop their foolishness. But yeah, man. Um, Yeah, the past 8 years, man, have been blissful. And I'm not saying blissful, D, because we don't go through challenges and difficulties as a married couple, because we do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it's the way. John Gottman says it, man. He says it's not about, how many times you argue, or, what I'm saying, how, the difficult, it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the number, it's how you do it. And every time we go through, we've always found a way to, like, for real, work through whatever the difficulty is, and we're better for it. So I thank her. I pledge my undying love for you, and pray that God will continue to bless us, keep us, cause his face to shine upon us, and give us peace, man.
Word.
Word up, word up, word up. What's going on the other side of the thing?
Yo, life is life, man.
Yeah, I know it.
We still ain't got no water, but we got water, but we gotta wait for it. But
Word.
I got another tank, so it kind of helped out. Thank God. But yeah.
Oh, them
Yo,
bills is playing.
anybody want to send me some money? That would be great. Like, I need a new gearbox. I need a new gearbox. Oh, sorry. Manual transmission. Thank you.
That
Amen.
is a gearbox. That you say?
Yeah, man, a gearbox.
Yeah, that's what I call it. I call it gearbacks. I call that thing gearbacks.
That's what's happening on the Harris front. I need a new gearbox. My car is old.
For the truck,
Yeah. It's 280,000 miles on it, man.
man. Sure, she's still running like a thief too.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead and I'll send you my address. Y'all can send me a gearbox. Let's go.
Word up. Ain't nobody mad. I'll send you a gearbacks.
Stick it in the envelope. Send me one.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Um, so yeah, shouts out to Breathe University. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you will be successful, man. Let me tell y'all something real quick. One of the things that we're currently doing at Breathe University, and just all across the board. Number one, there's always the 1% Club that's popping, um, and there are some dates that are coming up. New York is one of them. Um, DC is the other one, and New Orleans. If you want more information on when those live events are taking place, please do go by Breathe University. I'm sorry, etinspires.com/events. That's really where you go to find the info out about what's happening, when it's happening, and how it's happening for those three events. The 1% Club, like for real. It's coaching like you've never seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
in the 1% club, I'm telling you, E is on another level, man. He's delivering not just personal development and motivation, but the exact blueprint that you need to execute on the strategies like the 1% of this world. You know what I'm saying? Number of different things that you end up getting. Complete video and personality course and test. That's where we start administering the DISC assessment, weekly coaching, not only with E, but a number of different coaches. I'm on that coaching staff as well. Exclusive accountability community, extreme execution. A lot of the times we know what to do in theory, but when
Yeah.
it comes time for execution, yeah,
Yeah.
we become lost in the sauce. And so what we have managed to do, like P. Diddy, they might have created the theory, but yeah, we created the execution. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we masters of the remix. So yeah, we're teaching people, man, not only how to have these ideas, but to actually bring them to fruition through
Word.
systematic plans that allow you to execute. So man, for more information, go by etinspires.com or breatheuniversity.com.
Word up, man. Well, this program is brought to you by Audible. Get your free audio download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/marriage. With more than 180,000 titles from which to choose for your Android, iPhone, Kindle, or MP3 player. And we'd like for you to pick up whatever floats your boat, whatever is exciting to you, and let us know what it is so that we can enjoy it too. All right? That's audibletrial.com/marriage. And yo,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
I was saying it's free.
It's free.
It's free. Go try it out, man.
Yo,
It's free.
you know what else is free?
What?
Yo, I just wanted to tell y'all about my new website platform,
Oh,
man.
come on. Tell them about it, kid.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
don't tell them it's free. It's free for you to go by there and pick your plan. And you don't tell them we handing out free stuff like that, D.
Yeah, I mean, they can click it for free for 14 days, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So your website is .live. Yeah, y'all thought I was gonna say .com, man. That's old news, man. Your website is .live. Or if you can't remember that, remember my name, ldavidharris.com. And there I can't even begin to tell you. You've heard of Weebly. That's cool. No diss to them. Squarespace. I know Quest know they cool. That's cool. You know, WordPress, no diss to WordPress, but I can't get down with WordPress. Wix, I love Wix, but this ain't Wix either.
Yep.
It's your website is .live.
VE.
I ain't giving people's my money no more. I'm just telling you. Yeah, man. Let's go, man. Go.
Word up.
I know you're curious. I know you're curious. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. Just go.
Let's go.
Just go.
For real, some of y'all operating in a business and you don't have a digital presence or a presence out there on the internet, and you need that.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah, man.
Make yourself felt and known out there on the super information highway. You feel me?
Yeah, man. We could design it for you. You can do it yourself, or you can get some help. Whatever way you want to get it done, we get it done, man. I've been playing around with it for years and years and years and years. I'm done playing. Let's go.
Absolutely. So D, here is something that I wanted to touch. This past week, E and I, and let me specify who E is. Some people are like, who's E? E is Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T., extraterrestrial, all of those names he goes by. He and I were having a conversation the other day, and he was talking about when he went to the airport the other day. He was actually going to Detroit. He lives in Lansing. Detroit is like, what, an hour and change away from where he is. But he was on his way really to downtown Detroit because he had to go and speak at his cousin's school for graduation. And you know how sometimes you're doing a particular thing, you're not paying attention, but because you've been in this situation so many times, you do the thing that you normally do when you're in this particular situation. Case in point, he was on the way, like I said, to go and speak at his cousin's school's graduation. And as he was on the road, what ended up happening was he was on the phone. He had put the address in the GPS. The GPS told him what highway to get on, and he got on the highway. Apparently, there was some exit that he was supposed to exit to take another route. right? And not paying attention. It told it to him. He heard it, but because every time that he goes to Detroit and gets on 696, 95 to probably 99% of the time, he's going to the airport to catch a flight out to go to some
Right.
gig, right? So
Right.
he's on the way there. And on the way there, he's in the car, he's on the phone, he's talking. He catches himself just before he passes this exit for him to exit off and get on route. And he was like, yo, I can't believe this. I was just flying on autopilot just now. In other words, for those of you who know anything about planes, the pilots have this way they put these coordinates in the plane for it to fly on autopilot, right? Now, if he takes the steering wheel or whatever you want to call it, and steers the plane left extremely or steer the plane right extremely, as soon as he lets go of that steering wheel, it's going to get back on course with the coordinates that he put in on that plane. In
Mm-hmm.
other words, in order for the plane to not be on autopilot, to go to those coordinates, you would literally have to shut autopilot off or
Right.
switch to manual.
Right.
What am I saying? I'm saying that while he was in autopilot, he said, how many times do we do that in our business, as we operate in life, as we are in our relationships? I'll never forget this. And when you listen in, for those who are listening to it, you're not going to be able to see this. But every time I'm at the barber shop, right,
Mm-hmm.
my barber does like this, right?
Oh, yeah.
When he taps this, it means I automatically know
Yeah,
that I
man.
got to do like this so he can get the razor and get the line in here, right? So
Yeah.
I'm laying on Fate's lap one day watching TV, and she's doing like this, and I'm so engulfed in what's happening on the TV that she does like this, and I do like this, and I keep doing this. And so she's like, what are you doing? And I catch myself and I start laughing. And she's starting laughing at me too. She's like, why you keep doing that every time I do like this? I'm like, well, when I'm at the barbershop and he taps my upper lip, that means for me to draw my
Right.
lip down so the skin can get tight so he can put the razor there. Same exact thing. How many times in our relationship, D, have we been wired due to past experiences or what contributed to our wiring or our triggers, such that a specific thing happens and we respond in autopilot, not
Mm-hmm.
being intentional, not being deliberate? So in other words, that program starts running.
Yeah.
When me and Faith were going to the skating rink on Sunday, she wanted to take the kids because they were out of school. I didn't want to go anyway because I wanted to stay home and do some stuff, but Sunday's family day. So I had to go because I didn't want no problems. So while we were in the car, Mason was doing some stuff behind me and I was getting angry, D. Like, yo, can you please stop whining, number one, and two, stop kicking my blurt bleep chair, right?
Mm.
So I get ready to turn around. I was like, yo, knock it off. And she was just like, yo, you going to have that attitude for the rest of the day? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Only if you keep kicking me. I don't know. Nah.
All right. She was like, well, you taking it out, you know what I'm saying, on him. And I'm like, I'm not taking out anything out on him. You know just as well as I know that he's cutting the fool, right? And so I didn't say nothing. I purposely did not respond because I know immediately it can go left field, right? So then she says to me, she was like, because if that's the case, we can just turn the car around and drop you off at home and you can do what you need to do. And
Dang. Like that?
that's when I responded. And I probably didn't respond the way that I should have. I said, well, you stop creating the environment for them to do that foolishness and we wouldn't be having this conversation. Now I know when you clap like that, that right there opens it up to have the potential to go left field. But what did I do? I let the program run. Because when situations like that happen, and not just with Faith, a couple of other relationships, whether they be platonic or friendships or other romantic relationships that I've been in before I got married, because I've been wired or because of those situations that have shaped me into responding that way, I thought that because this same situation started out the same way that those did, my program said to clap back. But I didn't have to clap back. And in most situations, what I need to do is shut the program off.
Yeah, man.
Be intentional and deliberate and say, okay, what are we doing right now? Why are we why are we communicating with one another like this? What
Hmm.
what you saying, D?
Well, I mean, it depends on what the program is. That's the thing. I think we
Yeah,
need to be reprogrammed.
yeah.
So there's this thing called second nature. We've talked about it so many times. You know, I won't
Hmm.
go into all of that mumbo jumbo about it, the science of it. But the bottom line is we can train in a certain way of at least behaving. And if you want to take spiritual advice, inspiration says that we can't change our minds, but we can change our behavior. And our behavior, it's a crazy cycle. I know somebody's going to take issue if they don't understand what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Yes, we are what our thoughts are. As a person thinks, so is he, right? But at the same time, because we can't fix or change our thoughts, we can lie to ourselves. We can go to the self-help people. We can listen to the motivational people and make it seem like we can actually change our thoughts. What we can do is make adjustments. Yes, we can choose what to focus on. But if you want to change your thoughts or character, because that's what it really is,
Yep.
there are things that you can do in terms of your behavior that feed into that new character pattern,
Hmm.
right? So here's an example. Let's just say wifey claps. I'm not saying she did because I'm not getting in y'all business.
She
I'm not,
clapped, yo.
I'm not, I'm
I'm
not,
gonna say it. She clapped. No, I'm
I'm
just
not
saying.
smart enough to say all that because I wasn't there. I'm objective, right? So say she claps. Bang! She claps. You have a decision. Your brain, let's
You're
say,
not Faith friend. You my family,
I
not
don't
Faith.
know, I don't know nothing that I didn't see.
I need you to be biased right now.
Well, I can't help you. Bomb, she fires. Now
Hmm.
you have a choice. Let's just say theoretically, in your mind, you got all this fire back kind of stuff, whatever that is, right? But it hasn't happened. It only happened in your brain.
Yeah.
Faith's not crazy. She's behaving outside. She's
Hmm.
not going to forecast. She's not going to act a fool. She just said, bomb, she bust. She's
Hmm.
not going to try to read your mind. Well, if you're thinking this, we ain't talking about that. So you're thinking something, but now you have an opportunity to behave a certain way.
Hmm.
And in this case, I won't say what the behavior is, but you make a good choice in terms of your behavior. Say you make a habit of exhibiting a positive behavior pattern at
Hmm.
the point that she actually does fire shots at you.
Hmm.
Eventually, that becomes what? Second nature.
Sure. Yep.
Second nature is the driver of what your brain
Hmm.
is beginning to learn how to think.
Hmm.
So, yes, we are, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he.
Yep.
But even though we can't change our heart, we can make decisions that will eventually cause our heart or our mind to move in that new pathway.
Ah.
All right. So for instance, here's a good example. So let's just say, gentlemen, your wife asks you to do something. I said ask, not tell. She asks you to do something wherever. And she's like, yo, could you please? Well, she wouldn't probably talk to you like that, but she would say, could you please do thus and so? If your natural tendency is to think no, if you start to say the words, it would be my pleasure. If you start to say the words for you, all right, can you just give me a little while? Eventually, it won't be like you're going to clench your teeth and it's grating on your nerves, unless you're extra selfish. You might be extra selfish. But
Hmm.
if you're just the average person, eventually, if you just decide in that moment to exhale, it'll be my pleasure. Exhale, can I do it for you a little bit later? I'll do it for you. I promise. Yes. For you, absolutely. All right. Whatever you call her. Then eventually it becomes what? Second nature, and you're not fighting against yourself anymore. And that's just the way
Absolutely.
it is, man.
So
So they,
that's the whole reason what you said or explained so beautifully, D, is the whole reason why we say for real, there's a lot of times where you're going to have to self-assess,
mm-hmm,
fix your thinking, and make the adjustments because it's the adjustments that will change the behavior or change the way that you think and feel about the behavior after a while, right?
mm-hmm,
Practice becomes perfect. That's what muscle memory is to the point
perfect
where you,
practice.
yep. So in other words, and here's something else I wanted to drop into it too, as it relates to the assessment. And when we find out, this is the reason why I'm saying that in order for us to do what we need to do, we need to create impact. How do you create impact? By not only finding understanding and meaning in what your spouse is saying, but who they are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
When my wife realizes that I'm a flamingo and that everything to me is sensory, it's all about the experience of the communication. It's just as much about how you say what you say, just as much as it is what you're saying. Sometimes for the turtle, if you will, when they rely more on logic than they do emotion, right? When they're conveying what they're conveying, sometimes they'll convey it and it may come across rough, but that's just naturally how they'll convey a message.
It's
And
ones
if
and zeros, man.
Yep, very binary. So if I'm realizing with her that that's how it is, a little bit straightforward, right? And and she's realizing with me that it's all about the experience. There's going to have to be something that I'm going to lean more to the side of. Okay, I understand that she's conveying a message, and she's not as sensory as I am. She in turn is going to become a little bit more sensory and say, okay, I realize that it's all about the experience or emotion for him, and I'm not as sensory as he is, so let me lean in his direction a little bit more. When the two of us are doing that, because now we understand how each other is wired, oh man, sky's the limit, because now we're not operating from, as you said before, an extremely selfish place, right?
Yeah.
By saying, oh, this is the way that I am. But guess what? The way that you are, you're not married to you.
It would be a pain if you were. So that.
I'm okay. All right. I'm
So
just
one of my
good.
homeboys taught me years ago, and I say taught me advisedly. He was like, "Yo, Dave, you need to speak so you can be heard." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It was out of context, bro. It's like how we just talking about bubblegum. I don't know what we were talking about. Speak so you can be heard. What are you talking about, D? He was
Understood.
like, "Yo, when you talk to people, how does it go?" Like, so he was really picking up on my thing. Like and you know, New York City stand up, right? So he was like, so it's like, yo, Quest, you know, you wore that hat 3 weeks ago. And you like, and
Big up 120.
I'm just saying, you wore it 3 weeks ago. So why are you telling me that? Yo,
Mm-hmm.
what else I gotta say? Like, what? You want me to say it in Spanish?
Mm-hmm.
You wore that hat 3 weeks ago. I don't think you should be wearing that hat. Why not?
Why not?
Yo, you act like you can't hear. Like, what's the problem? Like, I don't understand why it's so difficult. What's your hat 3 weeks ago? You don't understand what 3 weeks ago means? You got a calendar, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What part of it don't you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so how does that work for you? Like, because for me, it was just about getting the data out of my brain
Mm-hmm.
into your ears. And people wouldn't march to whatever I was saying.
Yep.
And he was like, he taught me that jewel. He was like, speak so you can be heard, not just to speak. And from that day on, it is so frustrating to Simone, bro, because she can say, and a bunch of other very intelligent, wise people can say certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the exact same thing to people in
Mm-hmm.
very intense situations. And
Mm-hmm.
99.99% of the time, the message goes through. Not
Mm-hmm.
because I'm brilliant, but because my boy told me speak so I could be heard. And I learned how to speak to be heard rather than just to speak
Mm-hmm.
and that thing come out of my mouth.
Yep.
Because people wouldn't, like, some people were just allergic to the kid, man. I didn't talk a lot. And when I did talk, it was just like bang, like, whoa, like what? And I, you know, people would say something silly in front of me and all of my homeboys would go, oh no, 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 no. Why were they doing that? Because they knew I was going to say something slick out my mouth. And then if
Mm-hmm.
somebody had a problem with it, it was like, well, what's your problem? What what you
Yep.
what you plan on doing about it? Like, and what? Like, right? And how does that work? You can't have relationships like that.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly when we get older and have wife, we can't
Mm.
have those kind of relationships. If you,
No,
because
no, sir.
your body and mind don't know how to live in a silo, man. They don't shut off and say, oh, well, this is my wife, so I'll behave this way toward her. I won't be slick out my mouth to her. I won't be violent toward her.
Mm-mm.
I'll just be slick and violent to other people
Mm-hmm.
until or unless she touches a little trigger and you forget who she is, like you on your way to the airport when really you're supposed to take a left and go somewhere else, right? So, Lord help us be reprogrammed. And then if we're on autopilot, it's fine. But we need a new computer, man.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying to some of us right now. Like, for real, some of you, you are in the situations. And here's the funny thing: you keep experiencing this particular situation time and time and time again. Every time you and your wife get to this one place, it's explosive. Why? Because you're letting the program run. You are not being intentional and deliberate about analyzing, number one, who you are and how you're wired, and what contributes to the way that you are wired, right? What's triggering you? You're not saying, okay, what's happening here? Just
Right.
like that happened with Faith the other day, that should have been my first question. D. Okay, pause for a moment.
Pause. That's a big one, man. Pause.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. I don't like the way that we're communicating right now. It doesn't feel good. It hurts. This is where the vulnerability comes in for a lot of men, because you don't like to tell what hurts when it hurts. It
Mm-hmm.
hurts. It feels disrespectful. And I think we need to stop right here and find out what's going on so that we can properly communicate and move forward from this place.
Yeah, man. Those classic communication classes and seminars still hold true, man. We're not different people. Even
No.
though it's 2000, whatever year it is, and we got all this other stuff going on, we're not at the base of who we are. We're not different people. We still have brains. Those brains are no different than the ones from 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's just now we may have other things vying for our attention. We may have entertainment that stokes some of this stuff where we can't
Absolutely.
discern the difference between reality and fantasy because some of us feed our brains with all kind of rubbish.
All
The
kinds of
last time
rubbish.
this person kind of said this to this character on the TV, this is the outcome, and then we begin to act it out,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we're just like children. We're no different than children.
Yep.
So when they say rated MA for mature or M for mature, why is it for mature? Because they can watch this rubbish and it won't have an impact. No, that can't be the ease. That can't be the reason.
No, can't be.
It can't be the reason.
Can't be.
But when we buy into that, then we really are just in a situation where what do you call it, role play? Except
Mm-hmm.
we paying the TV provider, we paying the internet provider
No
to
doubt.
play foolishness to our brain, and then when we act it out, we get in trouble. We like, where did that come from? Well, it came from the stuff you've been feeding your brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that simple.
Absolutely. So
Yeah,
here's what I challenge people to do. The next
yeah,
time that you come to that situation that causes you and your spouse to be rubbed the wrong way, and you feel like the conversation is about to go left field real quick, hit the pause button. Say pause. Why are we communicating the way that we're communicating right now?
yeah.
Am I considering my spouse in saying and doing what I'm doing right now? Is
Hmm.
it going to get us what we want in terms of an outcome? And if it's not going to do that, let's pause. What is at the root of this thing? What is triggering me or triggering you? Was it a past experience that's causing this program to run? And if so, let's shut it off and find a way to navigate through this so we'll become better on the back end because of it.
Word up. Lord bless us, man. And it's always a journey, but it's a good journey, man.
No
It's
doubt.
a challenge, but it's a good challenge. And I've been running for 18 years, man. I ain't tired yet. So
Come on,
thank God,
kid.
man. We can keep going.
Come on,
Keep
kid.
going. So don't give up, y'all.
Word up.
All right. So yo, Quest, it's been a pleasure again, man. I
Always
appreciate
a
the
pleasure.
time.
Always a pleasure, yo.
Yeah, man. We can't stay away so long next time, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all
All
stay.
right, y'all. Yeah. Yo, Quest. Peace.
Peace.
There you have Yeah.
Yow!
I don't want to be biased.
Why? Why would you be biased?
I was gonna just say you need to move up north
Mo-
because something's
Move up,
happening.
move up north. I'm not going nowhere north again. That
Okay.
dead.
Okay.
Miss said that dead.
Oh, okay.
The north can't catch me up north again.
Okay.
I'm trying to go as farther south as I possibly can until I reach yard.
So
Hey, but I'm not married to me.
you can start exchanging these worthless bills.
Oh, you mean
Come
that
join us.
that 1 penny
Come
at 10 cent? Oh my goodness.
come join us.
Make it rain.
Yeah. All right,
Oh
y'all.
man.
So before Quest and I get out of the hand, oh, it's already happening. Hey. Mhm. Hey.
Yo, me that's why I said to the whole lot of people them. Want put up my deuce finger them and say, hey.